And this thing is now on. So, hey, I'm Rich. This is, I build stuff. I'm not sure Rich builds stuff. And so today, getting back to a bit of the older way of doing things, because all that edited stuff I did, those past two, episodes of this playlist, that editing is really hard. My original style of editing was a lot easier. So if y'all really like that method, you might want to start putting a bunch in the comments to, in those two videos, do this style of editing instead. Otherwise, I'm just going to go back to what I was doing before, maybe even take off the filter just a little fucking more. Yeah, probably just going to do that. Looking at the lack of comments on the latest video with this editing, as well as, the loss of some subscribers, yeah, no. So, sorry to the 3 that left. Sorry I, ticked you off or whatever that made you leave. But, oh well, that's life. Hopefully they come back and hopefully the channel keeps growing. Anyways, as you see, I set up that light there, and that was one of the most important things there because I like to see when I make models. The coffee pot was there because I was using this as a work desk to work from home the other day. But I think I'm going to use the alcove for that now that I think about it a bit more. Alright. And now, this is it for now. So I put my stuff that I use down here. Got my little compressor there. There's the vent for it. And of course, hooray for the gauge needs a little help. Get stuck in the needle. Anyways, alright. Time for a test of sorts. This gonna be big enough? Oh, easily. Yes. Now, the really sucky thing is I've still got to deal with this jeweler's benchtop thing a bit somehow. Maybe, make a table add-on over there or something for it. But that will be in the future. Ta-da! Alright. This guy for scale. And maybe screenshot later for title, I don't know. Alright. Off with this, because it now needs to go into sort of storage for, convenience and not getting busted while I gotta do stuff here. Now, time for me to finally get back to that thing after about a week and a half. Alright, time to put the camera somewhere else. So, yep, there we go. Getting back to this thing. Using some glue just to secure little bits that may have come up before doing a little bit of touch-up on the cockpit and whatnot. And finally, after the touch-up, I'll put the guy back in because he fell out during transport. Huh. Okay, so what y'all missed was... No! I'm going to have to think of a way to handle that. Honestly, I'm probably just going to try... Can I fill that in with clear gloss paint? Let's see. Where do I have... Alright. So, yeah, spoiler alert, gloss paint doesn't fix it. Now I have to ask who's less messed up. And it's the same spot, too, which is even worse. You know what? I'm going to cover it up with quote-unquote battle damage. Spoiler alert, I'm so damn tired of this that I don't. I just leave it as is. Honestly, you can barely see it when it's on the shelf anyway. But yeah, here I go adding now the little doors for the landing gear and finding out that those are also that painful amount of gap. I get that, this is from the 60s for the mold, but really, guys? You couldn't, retool things or something? I have some thoughts. They're not nice thoughts. Oh, so yeah, that wheel from the piece that I had to make to fill it in. So yeah, I ended up gluing it in place. I used the sanding to get the rim, little raised bit when you push two seams together to, be smooth. And then I used some green stuff putty, which in hindsight I should have used to do the wing gaps, and I'll try to remember to use that for wing gaps and future Revell models, just so I don't have to get rid of any raised panel lines I like. Nah, the next one I'll be killing the panel lines myself with a scribe and turning them into recessed. Or I'll just manually add them in completely on my own, which might be a better result. You know, I was thinking of turning that alcove that I mentioned I'd probably start working from home into a, you know, editing booth. The wife doesn't want me to, but the more I hear all these sounds and everything in the background when I'm trying to record voiceover, the more I'm thinking it's a good idea. So this is Humbrol Maskall before I, you know, reminisce or whatnot too much and miss this opportunity. So I figured I'd try a different approach for masking my windows than what I did with the Halifax, and try to use something that could, you know, kind of catch on the raised bits where you're supposed to have the, you know, structural members for your cockpit and whatnot. And this worked really, really well. I mean, one can always wish that things worked better, but yeah, it's life. I even brought in the little, you know, part of it trick. So that was a nice priming. Guess the next step is to open up this sweet thing, shotgun it down so I can have a place to put the used up scalpel blades, and then guess step 2A's or something is going to be mark that thing so I don't try to drink the discarded razor blades. Yeah. So, yeah, why does this beer taste like blood? I've never had a beer quite this thick, but oh shit. The sad part is, I'm probably dumb enough to do that. I don't know what this big hole is here on this propeller. Honestly, I don't really overly care that much. Of course, the bad news is they had all these nice raised details, and I had to destroy them to smooth things out. My question is, where do the standards end, too? Because I want this done. I want it done. I want to go back to making the little boat, the wooden boat, so I can go make the tiny boat. Well, hey, as an experiment, it's proven successful. It's told me that I should just drop the fucking filter. Yeah, and drop it I clearly have at this point. Along with the standards on this model, because I just wanted to get it done and get back to the Lexington so I can get that done, then get the next the Dreadnought done, get the next models done, get to like an airplane model I kind of want to do because it's a Tamiya one. And then finally, after that and the other Revell model I have of a B-17, finally get to the Bismarck. This year's going to be a busy year. Also, you'll notice I'm shotgunning beers like crazy in this this vid. That's in part because part of the New Year's resolution was to try to lose some weight. I'm pushing about 350. That's got to stop. You know, not for sake of looks, that I'm never going to save that, but I don't know how I don't melt the camera, but that's besides the point. Okay, enough self-depreciating humor for a while. But as you can guess, I'm not gonna be drinking that for a while. So now, as you can see, I'm using the unthinned surfacer as a gap filler as well, because it does work for that purpose too, for tiny gaps or where you need things kind of smoothed out just that extra little bit. I think I included that slow motion segment just to show sanding as well as get that sweet ASMR sound or whatever it is for y'all. There's a couple times I will do that in this video just to give you a break from hearing my voice. Alright. Excuse me. So as you can see, I'm now smoothing things out further with the file. This will include the nose machine guns. As well as whatever that thing at the top was. I want to say it was some kind of inlet, but I have my doubts because there's this big inlet at the bottom.
here we go. Yep. Now I get back to priming this because, well, I would need to prime it if I want to do anything after it, like pre-shading, which is what you'll see after this slow motion segment, or normal speed segment. Yeah, so that's what happens is my hand, whenever I'm gripping the airbrush or whatnot, you may even see it a few more times at high speed in these high speed segments, is it'll start getting all tingly and kind of tingly numb, sort of. So what I do to fight that is I let go of the airbrush and I shake out my hand. Either that gets the blood flowing or that loosens up tissue around whatever nerve is getting pinched. So yet another reason for me to want to lose weight and keep it off this time. I did it back in I want to say it was 2019, I think. Or it was 2018, no, it was 2019, and then 2020, and by the time I even thought to get back on track with it, I was already, most of the way gone, and okay, I'm not gonna blame 2020 entirely for something. It is at least partially my fault, but yeah. So anyways, here's appreciating, and here's some masking, and here's some more of that, I think, ASMR noise. Or not.
Alrighty. Back to it. Last day of 2021. Let's see if I don't have something passing for 2022, eh? Alright, so, guess I should research this, just make sure first, huh? I'll do that off camera, I'll be right back. Alright, I've gone and verified that, yes, this will all kind of work out right, so let's go ahead and finish the year with a Soviet plane. What's that war cry? Hoorah! Alright.
Alrighty. So, now what I'm doing is I'm, besides the camera going down repeatedly because of the vibrations of the compressor, top is going brown, which was a color that they would use, and then when I get to the bottom of the fuselage, or the bottom of the plane, I mix a couple of colors together. And, here I go. Now I'm, trying to mask things off so that they'll go right. Yeah, there we go. So this technique I took from the channel Evro in Miniatures. What the guy does is he'll cut all these little squares out of masking tape and lay them out and cover something. So again, you, sir, madam, or whatever, if you come across this channel and don't like me mentioning you, feel free to tell me, and you'll have to get in contact with me either way. It's pretty surefire, but yeah, the standard rule applies. If you say never mention me again, I'll even remove you from this one. So, anyways. Okay, this music is way too hardcore for this. Yep, oh, and there we go. Something showing part of a other person's work. Anyways, so there I go. Now I'm finishing up that rim area around these gear wells before doing a bit more gluing in of pieces because they need to be reinforced, and then trying to fit in and actually fitting in the some covers for these wheel wells themselves, and then masking off areas, including the areas of the flaps. And after everything that needed to be rolled off, masked off is masked off, including the wheels with the cutest little booties ever, I go ahead and I mix some gray, white, and blue. It's I think it's 2 blue, 2 white, and 3 gray or something is how the mix ended up being. Something on those lines. Or maybe it was 5 white or whatever. But it added a slight hint of blue. And now that that's all there, you can see the effect of this pre-shading. And I think it turned out pretty good. I'm sure it'll turn out even better in future planes. Very subtle effect. I like it. So going on though, I'm masking now the wingtips and the front leading edges of the stabilizer as well. And the reason I'm doing that is in part to hide all of these seams. I figured that'd be a pretty good way to do it. Now the leading edges of these as well. I'm leveraging the fact that the U.S. and Soviet anthems at this time were both stars. So I'm using the decals that the kit came with to make stencils for the Russian stars. Because, again, this is a Lend-Lease plane, so it's a U.S.-made plane in Soviet livery, which is great. I figured I'd have a little fun with this one, rather than just do the assigned decals. Not sure how the Soviet Union would feel about me using NATO green for these bits, or for the camouflage that comes later, though. Yeah, not sure how they'd feel about that at all. Alright, either I'm about to be talking or I'm about to be spraying again at normal speed. Okay. Some more finishing up and more music. So here we are, the putting on these masks. First, I was gonna try to do all the paint bits at once and cut it out of the masking tape, these stencils, but that didn't look like it was gonna work easy or good. So I did it instead with these masks. I paint in white first, so the red will stand out, and then I add the white rims to these red stars by hand later. So now what I need is, alright, now, let's see, where else can I put stars? Actually this works really good. I can just put it wherever I want it, and that is actually a good idea. So I can put you right there, can't I? Huh? Alright, hold on. And for the last time-lapse segment to this, I add all the stars to the sides, to the bottom of the wings. And then you'll see me, you won't see me do the final weathering because I do that off camera, because this is the part where my camera runs out of memory. But there's not much else done other than I look up onto Berlin, which is a common Soviet slogan. I paint it on the side of the plane, and you should get to see that. I also added, and I complain about it at the end, some of the little rigging stuff that I got for doing the dreadnought. Oh, that is going to be a pain in the neck. So as you can see here, I am manually adding in those rims to the stars, and I think it actually turns out pretty good, honestly. Being that rim work was all freehand. Alright, this is the part where I leave you to the outro, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Alright, cool. There we are.
Forgive me, YouTube, for I have sinned, because that camera ran out of power. And I looked at this thing and I'm like, look, I'm almost done anyway. And this model is just not as fun as I'd like. But, it's not a bad model. I mean, I think I did an okay job. I mean, this is the bare minimum of the standards. The bare bargain basement minimum. And I'm sure that things will get ever more hard to meet as things go along. But I learned quite a lot here. Pre-shading is easy and neat, and it adds a nice effect. And you can, I already knew that with Halifax, manually add in your camouflage. And Soviet planes, well, American Soviet planes, look good with NATO green. And lastly, these little tiny cables. I'm not sure if you can see them or not, so let's try to zoom this camera ridiculously close. Okay, hold on. Spin me right round, baby. Can't see it. Oh, wait, maybe. Maybe it can. Maybe it can and the screen just can't pick it up. Oh, wait, it can. Right there. It can. And can it pick up this one? Maybe. I think it might. It just might pick them up. I know the photo version picks it up. Sorry for being so loud and right up next to this thing. So, yeah. It is done. It is done. Okay, so I probably edited out some of this outro, but I am Rich. I build stuff. This thing's done now. To get one step closer to our regularly scheduled programming. And this guy didn't perfectly survive transport, so that's the first order of business. Peace out for now.